It's for high viscosity adhesive. Good stuff. Works better than other glues I've used.
Oh, have you ever?
This guy's just masturbating in fucking panty
That's
on Amazon,
All right.
and then he buys high quality adhesive for.
That's Reddit culture too, though. Like I'll be on Reddit on like some like not safe for work Reddit.
I'm gonna keep
Reddit,
reading people's reviews.
and I'll go to somebody's profile, and it's lots of dirty stuff, and then all of a sudden they're just like very concerned with the election as well, and they're using the same account for both things. They're looking at their dick sucked over here, and over here they're like, I don't know about the midterms. It's just not looking good here in Oregon. Here in the local, I like, dude, 2 accounts. What are you doing?
Yeah. Don't use Boner Patrol 69 when you're talking about, you're concerned about Roe versus Wade or whatever. I don't know. That shows that person they're putting their money where their mouth is, putting on panties and then buying adhesive and posting on Reddit.
So here, Kyle mentioned Reddit, so I pulled it up. House Democrats introduced a bill that would limit the U.S. Supreme Court justices to 18-year terms. If passed, Clarence Thomas would go to. What do you guys think of this?
I think that it's sour. I think we call that sour grapes. I think that's losers trying to come up with a way to keep. See, here's the other thing.
Okay.
The younger someone is, the more likely they are to be left leaning. It's just. What do you? You always hear that thing that like young conservatives are pieces of shit and old Democrats are stupid or something like that.
I think
like,
what you're looking for is if
you.
you're young and you're not liberal, then you have no heart, and you're old and you're not conservative, you have no mind, or something close to that.
Okay.
So an 18-year that makes a lot of sense for their team. I think they need to shut up and suck it for the next 50 because that's what's going to happen.
We should have 100-year term limits as a ward against vampires and the supernatural.
You're so right.
That is the dumbest great idea I've heard today.
That's why you would be a very popular representative. You would put that forward.
People are like asking me
like
about
the punchline would come 5 minutes in. You're like, I'm here to talk about term limits. This is serious stuff.
Alex Jones didn't go far enough talking about it's not demons. He was trying to throw you off the track. It's vampires.
It's the vampiric gene.
But that's my whole thing is Alex Jones has been an inside man for the deep state. And that I'm going to point him out. No, my big thing, term limits for vampires. Making meat cheaper. People would love that.
I think you would love that.
No, I'm
really
simply
feel like you're
not
self-serving. Are you self-serving in politics? This would be the first time.
His second policy is making meat cheaper.
That helps everyone.
Especially you.
That's number 2 on your agenda. Like
name 10
days.
things better.
Day 1 of your presidency.
What is
meat will be cheaper?
No, it's day 2. Day 1
board
is the
you like? A prosciuttery board? I don't know this word.
A charcuterie board. Yeah.
A charcuterie board. I really feel like there'll be like government provided charcuterie board.
I'm going to wildly improve the quality and the variety of government cheese. Look at this. You're used to government bullshit cheese. Now you get Havarti. Boom. Everyone's in a good mood. Everyone's happy. They're going to be full of Havarti.
I would not eat Havarti
I
cheese. I don't know what it is, but
it's very good.
Fatty.
It's very tasty. You'd like it.
I mean, all cheese is fatty. That's what it's made of.
It won't fit in your cut because it's cheese.
Yeah.
Have you ever eaten a small amount of cheese and then looked at the calories and just been like, oh. Like, how? And it's like, oh, yeah, it's like condensed fat. Like
you can get low-fat cheese, although it's harder to get than it should be.
And it's not as good.
There's 0% fat cheese, and it is the consistency. Like when you like run your fingers through it, like picking it up. It's like stale cheese. You ever leave the bag? You know those bags are so hard to zip back up. If you ever leave it and it gets stale, it gets dry. That's what the 0% fat. It's hard to find. Like I would order it all the time because through Instacart when I was going hard in the paint, get that 0% fat cheese. And sometimes 2% would show up, and I'd be like, "Thank God, thank God they didn't have the 0%." I tried, Derek. I tried. It's cool, bro. Just run for 20 more minutes today. It's fine.
What is the? What is
fine?
How do you
disastrous outcome?
What is like? What's filling in for the fat? You know, because like
I
how
think they
low fat stuff, like they got more sugar in it. Like what is it?
No,
What's in the cheese?
They just took the fat out. So I think it's the lack of the fat that makes it so like dry and weird feeling. The fat was the moisture.
Yeah, I feel like the fat is the cheese. Like the cheese is mostly just fat.
It's orange flaky pellets of stuff that melts. Okay, that's all you're looking for at that point.
I lost my weight like a year ago, most of it, and at the end of it, Jackie's like, "I have a confession to make."
Oh.
I've been putting full fat cheese in your lunches for the last year. And I'm like, what? She's like, I couldn't find it. And I've been entering it in like Chronometer and everything. I had the recipe put together. This whole time she's been slipping in full fat cheese on me.
Did you like a slice a day?
She's lucky I didn't slice her.
A slice of cheese? Like a Kraft single?
It's like 2 Kraft singles. And like
Zach, is that 140 calories? Zach, help me. Are Kraft singles 70 calories each? I believe they are. I think that she has been throwing 140 calories on you a day.
Well, it's the delta that matters. So it might be like 100 because it would have been 40 anyway, low fat.
Okay, then 100 a day for
That's no joke.
Yeah. A lot.
That's a pound. That's incalculable.
It's a pound every 35 days.
It's 10 pounds, Woody.
10 pounds.
She put 10 pounds of cheese on your ass.
Wait, what was the calories of the one you wanted?
I don't know. I assumed it was 40.
It's 40 versus 140.
Something like that.
100 a day for 365
Zach says
days.
it's 50 per single, so maybe it's not that much.
Shucks.
In any case, I was swimming against the tide there.
All right.
You didn't even know you were, and you still battled through.
You ever
were there any times where you ate the cheese and you're like, this tastes just like regular cheese?
Every time. Because I've bored people with this, but they have this calculation like, all right, stevia is not as good as sugar, but it's a sacrifice I can make to avoid all those calories. Okay, fucking lemon in water, the tears of lemons is not quite lemonade, but it's a sacrifice I can make it because I want to have abs. Oh, the cheese. Well, I feel like I'm not giving up anything at all. Low-fat cheese is the way to go.
I use the shredded cheese. I know that it's like not as good. It's got cellulose in it, which is literally wood matter.
How's that bad? Sounds good.
It's not a food product, but it's just quick and it's easy to sprinkle. And like when you're going by grams of cheese, you can sprinkle it onto the scale and go really quick. Or you just eyeball it pretty quick, like slicing chunks of cheese. I'm melting it into like my meat bowl.
Why is it being a food product such a priority? The priority is abs.
Yes.
Not food.
I just need to get that order worked out.
I just feel like if you were like, yeah, actually they substituted the fat with plastic and it passes right through your system, I'd be like, this sounds great. I
would eat plastic food. I would absolutely, yeah, sure. Yeah. If you could shift a meal a day to plastic food that tasted just as good. Oh, have you ever seen that when that fake fruit when you go up to it in like hotels or wherever the fuck has fake fruit,
IKEA, whatever.
You look and someone's bitten that shit. You can see the tooth marks every time. If you look, I've never seen fake fruit that didn't have kids' bite marks on it. Or
are they fooled or curious?
Fooled, because it's often very realistic, and children are fucking.
Who just starts eating food laid out at like a couch store?
I would.
Oh my god, that wine's spilling.
You don't leave a fruit bowl. Look, fruit bowls are like by definition complimentary, right?
Yeah.
I see a fruit bowl, unless that fruit's individually wrapped. I'm
grabbing. Wanted to give me that fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think of these parents, or these people on Reddit, thinking it's ridiculous and shitty for kids to take all the candy that's left unattended on a doorstep?
Depends on the time of night
and the candy.
If you